Hello everyone, I hope you're having a lovely day because today in this video we're going to be talking about the top 10 Genshin Impact ships. Even if your favorite Genshin ship doesn't make it on this list, leave a comment down below explaining which ship you think deserves to be on this list, and maybe some others will agree with you. In any case, this is 100% based off of my opinion, so it's okay if they don't link up to your own. Moving right along, we have our first ship of Tartaglia and Lumine. That's right, the Hydro Harbinger himself and the lovely MC Lumine. The reason we're starting off with both Lumine and Tartaglia is because at the start of many of their appearances together, there's a lot of great chemistry, friendship, and even camaraderie. And I wouldn't be surprised to see their relationship grow even further in the future down the line. Hold on. I'm getting a phone call here. Yes. Hello? Wait, what do you mean? This has already been done before. I'm doing Genshin Impact top 10 ships. Yeah, I am. I assure you, we're gonna continue with the video. Don't worry about it. We're gonna fix this. Alright, so, instead, we're gonna hoist our sails, put on your nautical hats, because we're gonna go over the top 10 Genshin Impact ships. That's right, ships. So let's sail across the sea, keep your eye on the prize, X marks the spot, and let's kick this video back up with top 10 Genshin Impact ships so far. Coming in at number 10, in Leeway, you've probably seen these type of ship all over the place. Ship might not be the best word for it, but it is the bamboo raft. You'll find these things littered all across the region, in the waters near Wangshu Inn, in the waters up north, and just overall all around the map. You can also sometimes find hilly trails using these rafts as well, or rafts similar to the bamboo, as they would theoretically be a good source of transportation within Leeway's vast waters, where sometimes the larger ships won't fit within the smaller canals and rivers that are within the region as a whole. Specifically, you would find more of the rafts up north where you have the smaller village area. Remaining within the residential region of Leeway, we move down to the harbor where we will find our next top ships. The ships that you normally see around in the harbor are the merchant ships that they come in the harbor and leave the harbor carrying ingredients that the harbor needs, and the main big sources of trade within the region, which we can find this out from the daily commissions that are usually within revolving around the harbor, when the girl asks you to pretty much do her job for you while she's writing, and then you have to go ask the kids how many ships came within the harbor and how many ships left. Moving right along to ship number 8, here we find ourselves within the region of Inazuma, and we're going to look at our first questionable ship because it is broken, as you can see. But if it wasn't broken, you can just completely understand the immense naval architecture that it went to making these ships, and the reason why this one in particular makes its way onto the list at number 8, despite the fact that it is pretty much broken apart and some of its hull is gone and it is old, dying and stuff, etc., is because of the daily commissions where you have to steal supplies from the Ronin that are guarding the ship and the supplies, which I highly enjoy the stealth missions overall and think they're a great addition to the game and the daily commissions, and I hope that we see more of that kind of mission in the future. Coming in at number 7 on our top 10 Genshin Impact ship list, we have these little warboats that the Seganomiya samurais used to travel, and you can find these boats located south of Watsumi Island next to this guy named the Nami, and he pretty much just sits here guarding these ships and doing a pretty much useless job, but you just tell him, we assure him that no, he is doing a good job, and the time he wastes standing here guarding these boats and this area isn't just that, a waste of time, and what he does here is actually an important job. But overall, the architecture within the cleanliness of this ship is very important to me visually, and overall fits the whole Inazuma culture and aspect of design very well. Coming in at number 6, it takes us to Rito and the port of Inazuma. This type of merchant ship is actually designed a whole lot nicer than the boats in Liyue, which is why they're this high up on the list. And overall, these are very nice, and honestly, I'm a little jealous with the architecture of these ships. And you can tell MiHoYo really wanted to make the Inazumian region and all of its aesthetics much more pleasing to the player and the overall world environment. Talking to Master Ching the Thunderhand, this man happens to be from Liyue, so he's really jealous of these boats as well, and even if you talk to him, you unlock a secret dialogue that rewards you with 2 heroic wits. This other merchant character, Li Xiao, if you talk to him, he gives you absolutely nothing, so it's probably a waste of time. Coming in at number 5, we have probably the most aesthetically pleasing ship back in the day, the Sarimaru. You can find this ship located on Sarai Island, where it gets its name from. Go figure, right? Well, the reason why this ship happens to be number 5 on the list of top 10 ships in Genshin Impact doesn't come from the fact that it is in 2 pieces, but from the fact that its overall architecture is indeed great, and it holds tons of secrets and chests that can be found within the ship and underneath the ship in the cave, with tons of Fatui and Ronin around, where you have to do the Electrogana puzzles, which are fun to complete and just gets you more Primo Gems and chests, and it's overall a great time if you complete it all. And the ship overall makes you start to wonder what it actually fully looked like completed and put together. Something I really hope we get to see in the future if we ever run into an Inazumian ship as such a massive size such as this one. Coming in at number 4, on the little island of Rito connected to the main island, we have a little dinghy that you may have missed if you haven't checked the island completely, and it's just off of the beach here. And there's something very special about this dinghy is the fact that it's actually interactable. When you click the interaction board button on the boat, you'll then find yourself on the other side of the water straight, still on the same main island, where you can fight some more treasure hoarders, and it's just a cool little thing that you may have missed if you haven't been paying attention or haven't visited Rito yet. And just the fact that this ship has that interactability, it is cool and different compared to many others that are uninteractable, which is why this is coming in at number 4. Moving on to the top 3 Genshin Impact ships, it brings us back to Liyue Harbor. By talking to Ping Hai, the boatman who you get after completing the quest that features the Pearl Galley, which is our next ship that we're going to be talking about. So first in the story, you have to actually just be a stowaway on the ship by jumping off a cliff and gliding over to the ship, because it is very hard to climb up from the side itself, or you might not have stamina. Some interesting features that you might find on the ship are a couple chests, a Geoculus, and a nice tea time date with Zhongli. This boat also features very unique color palette, and it is very nice to look at, though it is a pain to climb and traverse this ship's overall architecture, as it is very unforgiving and confusing on what can be jumped on and what cannot. Sometimes you might even have to switch to a Geo character or an animal character like Venti or Kazuha if you really want to reach the complete top. Though overall, this ship's overall aesthetic is very pleasing to see and fits the overall Chinese style that additionally matches the region as a whole. Though it is more colorful than most of the other ships that we've seen on this list, it yet only remains as the 3rd best ship in all of Genshin Impact. Also, the Pearl Gala makes for a nice spot to come and sit and relax if you want to just hang out and co-op or anything with your friends, unless it's raining. We all knew this ship was coming. This is the 2nd best ship in all of Genshin Impact. could be confused with the first, but it is none other than Queen Beto's ship, the Alcor. Located off the coast of Liyue, near the Gaeun Stone Forest, the Alcor has been anchored here before and again after our trip to Inazuma. The Alcor sports the visually best looking ship in the game, hands down. It is also one of the largest ships that we have seen in the game, and I think the Sarimaru could potentially rival this ship's size overall, but aesthetically, color-wise, this ship blows everything out of the park and looks very similar to the ship in Ninjago. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. I have the Lego one myself, so I'm actually pretty cool. I got a Lego Ninjago ship. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Beto's ship. There's tons of like stuff to collect here when you first visit the Alcor. I believe there is additionally a Geoculus located here as well. Also, a couple chests located around the Alcor as well. Additionally, there has been a world quest located on the Alcor. When you first visit it, you can do that. While spending your time on the Alcor, there are many NPCs that you can talk to and listen to some of their life stories while you are visiting the ship. You can climb all the serials, check out all the weaponry Beto's just happen to have on her ship, like gigantic crossbows. There's also a dragon at the bow of the ship and 3 giant sails that billow in the wind when Beto took her ship with the traveler down to Inazuma. And I assume in the storms that, Mihoyo mentioned were going to be located around Inazuma, they were probably very scary, and those sails probably really got shooken up in there, because we surely didn't see it. It would have been really cool, but we didn't get to see it. We had an event, though, that was online, but if you missed that, then you probably didn't get to hear anything about the weather pattern that was down there. I also hope in the future of the game that we get to see more stuff having to do with the Alcor, because the ship is so beautiful and we don't really get to interact with it enough for its massive size and overall like great design. Like, it's kind of a waste to not really have anything to do with the Alcor besides the couple of times that we were forced to go here with the story. Maybe we'll get like another main quest line where we have the Alcor involved with Beto, because we've had Beto show up a couple times in the story in the past and in a couple events, but nothing really substantial enough that I would like Beto to accompany the game with. But anyway, that's just me, and that is our number 2 best ship in Genshin Impact. It is Beto's ship, the Alcor. Coming in as the number 1 best ship in all Genshin Impact. If you didn't guess it by now, then you must be an Ice Bridge main, because this is the thing that power crept every single Ice Bridge team composition in the game, and it is none other than the Waverider. The only functional ship that you can drive around yourself within the waters available to the spawn beacon of the Waverider, yet you can, if you want to, drive this out of Inazuma, or sail it out of Inazuma, and not have any repercussions, because, hey, the storm that, that was promised to me isn't there, Mihoyo. I'll complain about it again. Alcor, storm, not happening. Anyway, the Waverider also has some cannons that can attack enemies while you're in the boat, which is really cool. There's also a couple of challenges that are Waverider specific that you can do. Also a couple coin chests that you can get that are located within the water. Waverider first was shown to the community within the summer event called the Golden Apple Archipelago, which could have been just a major testing for how this would function in the overworld. And I can tell you, it is great to ride around in, and I hope we get some more interactive equipment like this in the future. Anyway, that concludes my list for the top 10 Genshin Impact ships so far in the game. Let me know if your favorite ship was on the list, and if it wasn't, tell me which ship was your favorite. And I'll be sure to take a look. See you next time.
またお会いしましたね。